Hey everyone, today we're diving deep into RecyclerView. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is probably the most important component you'll use in Android development. Think about it. Instagram, Reddit, Amazon, Facebook, every major app you use has scrolling lists. And they all use, yes, you guessed it right, RecyclerView. So if you want to build professional Android apps, you absolutely need to master this. By the end of this video, you'll understand not just how to implement RecyclerView, but why it works the way it does. And trust me, once you get this, you'll actually appreciate how clever the design is. So what is a RecyclerView? RecyclerView is a view group that efficiently displays large datasets. The keyword here is efficiently. Here's how it works. Instead of creating 1,000 view objects for 1,000 items, RecyclerView creates maybe 10 to 15 views, just enough to fill your screen, plus a small buffer above and below. Then as you scroll down, here's the clever part. Views that disappear off the top of the screen don't get destroyed. They get recycled. RecyclerView grabs them, updates them with new data, and positions them at the bottom where the new items are appearing. So the same view object that was showing item 1 at the top is now showing item 7 at the bottom. Same view, different data. The view got recycled, hence the name RecyclerView. This means your app only ever has 10 to 15 view objects in memory, even if you're displaying 1,000 items. That's why apps like Facebook, Instagram, X can show you endless items without your phone exploding. Alright, we need to talk about the view holder pattern, which is super important. When RecyclerView creates a view for an item, it wraps it in something called a view holder. And the view holder's job is to hold references to all the views inside that item layout. Why does it matter? Because find view by ID is an expensive method to call, like really expensive. It has to traverse the entire view hierarchy to find your views. If you call find view by ID every single time the user scrolls, which could be hundreds of times, your app would lag like crazy. I learned this the hard way building my first list app. The scrolling was so janky, I thought I broke something. Here's what ViewHolder does. So it finds all the views at once when it's first created and stores those references. Then, when a view gets recycled and needs new data, we just update those stored references. No more find view by ID method during scrolling. That's the secret to smooth scrolling. Find views once, reuse the references. Now, to use RecyclerView, you need to understand three essential components that work together. Think of it like a restaurant kitchen. Everyone has a specific job. First, the data source. This is your list of items, an array list, a list. It's what you want to display on the screen. In our case, it's the list of books. Pretty straightforward. Second, the adapter. This is the mastermind behind the whole system. The adapter's job is to take your data and create views from it. It's the bridge between your data and the recycler view. It decides when to create new views, when to recycle the existing ones. Without the adapter, nothing happens. Is the most important piece of the system. Number three, the layout manager. This controls how your items are arranged on screen. Want a vertical list like X? Linear layout manager. Want a grid like Instagram photo grid? Grid layout manager. Want something custom? You can build that too. So, data source provides the items, adapter manages the views, and layout manager arranges them. Okay, enough theory. Let's write some actual code. I'm going to build a simple books list app to show you how exactly this works. First, the item layout. Image view for book cover, two text views for title and author. We give IDs to the views for our view holder. Next, recycler view in our main activity layout. Good tip, use tools:"list item" to preview your list in Android Studio even without running the app. Data class is pretty simple. We use title, author, and an image. View holder extends recyclerView.viewHolder. We find views once at initialization then have a bind method that updates the data. No find view by ID during scrolling. That's the performance secret. Using glide for image loading asynchronously. Adapter extends RecyclerView.adapter with our viewholder type. 3 required methods. OnCreateViewHolder creates viewholders, which is rarely used. OnBindViewHolder, which updates the data, which is constantly used. And getItemCount returns list size. Finally, main activity, and in 4 steps, we can set up the recycler view altogether. First, we get the recycler view. Second, we set the layout manager. Please don't forget this. Prepare your data is the next step. And at the end, we set the adapter and we're done. Let's run it. Hitting run. Perfect. Books displaying beautifully. Covers on the left. Titles are on the right. Watch the scrolling. It's buttery smooth, 60 frames per second. Recycler View is recycling views as we scroll. Same code with thousands of books will give same performance. Pretty cool, right? Fully functional scrolling list in just a few dozen lines. Quick quiz question on the screen test when you just learn. Answer it and then let's talk about the next steps. Obviously, this is a basic implementation. In a real app, you would add click listeners so users can tap on the books. Maybe pull data from a database or API instead of a hard-coded list. Add loading states, error handling, and all that good stuff. But the foundation we just built, this is exactly how it's done in production apps. And that's RecyclerView. You now understand why it's efficient, how it works, the 3 main components, the view holder pattern, and how to implement it from scratch. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.